sorry. What? Your roommate is a shade stalker. What did you just call me? Nothing. I didn't say anything. Pretty sure you did, Glowbug. You heard it too. Right, Squirt? Exactly. So, Glowbug, care to explain what a shade stalker is? You should know, but looking at you, neither of you do you? We wouldn't ask if we did, Glowbug. Oh, it's because they have got a light. It's kind of like yours, Squirt, but it's brighter. Remember how I said some people have like a glow in them? Yeah, same thing. You can see, and you don't. You have. We have to leave. Oh, come on.
What the? Hey! Where do you think you're going?
I am very sorry for grabbing you like this, but we couldn't keep talking in there. I'm sorry, I can't let you go just yet. I couldn't risk this conversation where people are, and grabbing you seemed like the best way to get them to follow me without any questions. Acting first, thinking later. Possibly never thinking again. Oh dear.
If you don't let go of them right now, you're gonna regret it!
Believe me, I already do. I don't doubt it. They're a lot more powerful than I am. Also, why aren't you scared? Did you know what they are? Okay. Alright, right there. Before you start pummeling me, please, let me explain.
You'd better have a really good reason for that. And I hope it includes something to keep me from smashing your face into a paste.
You alright, Squirt? Good. Now, I'm gonna let you explain why the fuck you decided to pull that shit. You're definitely not like other shade stalkers. Look, my hands are up. I really don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you. All points considered, I don't think you'd be much of a fight in the first place. So start explaining yourself. Okay, but if I'd suggested going somewhere unpopulated, you would have turned me down, or you would have started asking questions. And if what I had said was going to upset you, it would have put all the people in that diner in danger. If you really do want to know about the Shade Stalkers and Obscura, because you don't already know, I couldn't risk your friends becoming a threat to the people around us if you couldn't control them. And I don't know for sure how much control you actually have. The shades I see around people, I'll explain sometime, Squirt, I promise. I don't control them. You don't. That makes you more terrifying. You do realize that, right? May I close the gap? I swear, I do not want to fight you. I mean, I really don't want to fight you. Yeah. Pull anything, though. I don't doubt whatever you're capable of. Believe me. You can calm them. That's amazing. They're practically gone. You really are not like any shade stalker I've ever encountered. And you're definitely not the kind of shadow worker I normally see. Start from the beginning, Glowbug. You still haven't explained what the hell a shade stalker is. Yes. Sorry about that. The short version: Shadestalkers are part of an organization of people like you. Their modern-day name is Obscura, though they've taken on 100 different monikers over the centuries. How you've managed to evade ever hearing about them is a miracle in and of itself, frankly. Has anyone ever explained anything about your abilities to you? Or did you just figure this out on your own?
No one except the squirt here knows I even have any abilities. And I only just told them a little while ago. You're the first person I've ever even encountered to say something to me about them.
No one. That's... wow. Okay, well, please allow me to fully introduce myself. I'm Rumi Lit, Investigator, Paranormal Activities Division of the Argos chapter Lightkeepers. It is my very good pleasure to meet you.
That's a lot of fancy words and titles. It sounds like a whole load of horse shit.
I assure you, it's not. The organization I'm with, the Lightkeepers, are a worldwide group dedicated to the protection of humanity against corruption, rot, and self-destruction. We utilize our abilities and strengthen connections to build up society, encouraging healthy growth of mankind. We recruit both those with abilities and without. Being a Lightkeeper doesn't mean that you're light-aligned, it simply means that you're willing to work towards a brighter future. My division, in particular, investigates incidents and happenings that may involve Shadestalkers or other paranormal entities that could threaten the stability of mankind. Then, there's the other side. Shadestalkers that use their abilities to control and manipulate the darker aspects of humanity. The side that harbors shadows and darkness. Those negative feelings that cling to them, like hatred, obsession, vengeance, and violence. They heighten them, turning them into weapons of control and destruction. When it comes to recruitment, they function very much like a cult. Enlisting, enfolding, as they call it, young shadow-aligned into their ranks just as soon as they show any kind of potential ability. And what makes it worse is that they go out of their way to enfold people like you into their group. By any means necessary. We've known that they have slaughtered entire families to get at one person that they have set their sights on.
What do you mean, shadow-aligned?
You call me a glow bug, but you don't know the bones behind your own abilities. How have you survived this long? People like us are typically either aligned with light or a shadow. Two sides of the same coin. Well, you see, where shadow work involves the negative emotions, anger, hatred, vengeance, guilt, light work typically involves positives, hope, serenity, justice, peace, acceptance. We typically condense these emotions into our abilities. Being able to do so, we make a sort of blanket of light or a cloak of shade. It's not often that someone can access both sides, though it does happen from time to time. So, generally speaking, if you have the ability to condense that power into something tangible, you pull from either the light side or the shadow side. I, myself, am a light worker. I can read emotions, and I can boost the positive ones just a bit. I'm also decently strong and can defend myself against some of the lower grade shades that exist, or shadow work that is used directly against me. I wouldn't be able to work in the investigation field if I couldn't hold my own against low and mid-grade threats. You are a shadow worker, I think.
You think? What?
The shades clinging to me don't cement it enough for you? It's not that. The control over shade entities and your own shadows, added to the fact that you haven't begun burning out. You've never been formally trained, and you have what seems to be a massive well of potential strength. It's raw, unpolished, and, frankly, absolutely terrifying to behold. Most people in your position would have shattered by now. Their minds would have been broken from the strain of simply trying to contain that sort of darkness. Shades like those around you typically drive shadow workers utterly mad. Mad? What do you mean? Yes, they succumb to the negative influence of control, obsession, revenge. Sentient shades like those are dangerous. Our division would usually employ some of the high-tier exorcism groups just to investigate them safely. Yet, here you are, wielding them. Albeit a bit clumsily, but wielding it nonetheless. And you've somehow hidden yourself well enough so as not to show up on a Shadestalker's radar. And I don't know of any shadow worker that would be capable of doing so. I'm very glad that you're not with Obscura. I hate to imagine how anyone else from my chapter would have actually reacted seeing you. Potentially how you would have reacted to their reaction. That would have been incredibly bad. Fuck if I know, Squirt. This is the first I've ever heard of somebody else being like me at all, much less on some weird opposite end. How am I supposed to know how strong I am? If I may, to put it in perspective, most shadow workers can't calm a shade once it's been given power. Those who can may be able to handle perhaps one at a time. You took 3 from being tangible, ready to attack me, to being practically dispelled entirely. They weren't going to attack you. For as bad as they can seem, they aren't exactly violent against just anyone, and I could tell you weren't actually trying to hurt Gaz. That's amazing. Normally, shades like that are simply allowed to wind down like a pocket watch. You can't take the power back out of them once you've put it in, but you appear to have that ability. That's incredibly rare. It's unheard of. I don't know how you've done it. They're not exactly ghosts, Squirt, but yeah, you're right. I can kinda, sorta talk to the dead. Okay, but it's not exactly that, but yeah. Sorry I lied. Ooh! Ow! Okay, yeah, I deserved that. I'll make it up to you later, okay? Promise. Alright, yeah, double ice cream. Jeez, spoiled little brat. Now I see. That's why. You see what, Glowbug? Them. They're why you haven't been broken down by the shades. They're why you haven't burnt out. They must be very important to you. Well, yeah. They're my best friend. My person. And I suspect that they're also why you haven't been noticed by the Shadestalkers. That's amazing. How long have you two been together? You've been together since you were kids? Well, now I'm curious. I bet Carver would love to take a look at how your powers have evolved. Pretty sure they had a working theory about something similar to your dynamic, actually. Okay, yeah, that doesn't sound ominous at all. No, it's not anything threatening, I promise. One of the researchers I know has a theory about the dichotomy and how related shadow and light work is. It's all sort of a new science. And your dynamic and the way you two seem to be working off of each other is exactly what they've been writing about and researching. They would love to talk to you, I'm sure. Oh! Speaking of, hey, would you mind if I gave you my actual card? I'd like it if you got in touch with my chapter at some point. I know that they'd love to help you out if you ever did need it, and if you ever wanted more information about your abilities, both of you, I know that they'd be able to help you not only learn about them, but learn to utilize them. Perhaps even learn better control over them, or anything that you would need help with. Are they gonna react to me the same way that you did? I'll explain about you as soon as I get back to them. So by the time you do decide to contact them, they'll be braced for your presence. My research friend might be a bit overexcited, but hopefully everyone else would simply be cautious. If you ever do encounter hostility from them, please tell me. I will happily talk to them and explain the situation. Yeah, if they're in, sure. Here, let me just give you our contacts. Wonderful. Here, your phone. Oh, was that your phone? Yeah, that was their notification. You can hear it all the way across. Doesn't matter wherever you are. They keep it up really loud. Pretty easy to find them in a crowd, though. I just ping their phone a couple of times and listen for the screams. Ooh, ow. So violent. Jeez. All right. Jeez, all right. Yeah, we'll see you around, Glowbug. I promised this irritating little gremlin that I'd explain myself over ice cream. See you around. Wait. Hey,
What was all that?
do you remember that paper you did a while back? The one on shadow and light work?
Really know how to
Yeah, that
explain
one.
it.
Okay.
I guess
someone
they have
talk to you about
psychic powers like me.
No, really.
Those
Completely
shadows,
untrained.
they're mine.
Entirely. Yeah.
They're my
They're
shades.
about the same as us. I have
I've
no idea.
had them ever since before I
they-
met you.
Never heard of us.
As long as I can
I
remember.
already gave them my contact. Yeah.
No, they're not
Yeah,
actually
I'm about to
dangerous.
talk to the others.
Not to us, anyway.
No, I mean,
They get protective, but
big.
they're really
Jazz.
quite loving.
Yeah, I guess so.